Hey there. I understand everybody's having some challenges with errors on forms that may seem glitchy, but I wanted to go in and kind of show you what might be happening. So when we come in here and we fill out a form, some form sections, like this email to owner ones, are a little bit sensitive. So if I type in my email here, or the owner's email, kremer@gmail.com, but let's say I wanted to CC myself here at onsiteps.com. Okay, it probably isn't going to work because this email form is just looking for an email that matches that exact type of syntax, and the fact that there's a comma, a space, and this @ sign here is going to mess it up. And I'm going to make some extra notes here and state specifically that it is only one email in the form that it's supposed to be in. But let's see what happens when I click this Create CMA form. So what I'm expecting to happen is it's going to take me back to kind of the top of the real estate vendor dashboard. And it's going to seem like nothing has happened and I won't get a confirmation or anything. And I didn't get a confirmation because it didn't work. Okay, so I need to click back into this Create a CMA form, and you'll see here that there was a problem with my submission. Errors have been highlighted below, and it's telling me to enter a valid email address. So when I go ahead and delete that out, right, and it just so happens that this email form, or this email section here on this particular form is one of the only ones that's sensitive. These ones here must be an integer, okay? Do not put letters. Like, this is not 20 square feet, okay? It's just 20 in bathrooms and so forth. Don't put 2BA, okay? Because it'll get grumpy at you. Numbers stay numbers, okay? Fields, here's a similar note. Fields labeled with a number require being left blank as an integer. Okay, so that's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Pretty much all of these need to be just numbers, okay? That's because it's doing a calculation on the average of asking price, for example. And if you put letters in there, it confuses the computers and will cause another error. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create the CMA, right? This time my form shouldn't have any errors because I corrected the email one to be in a proper email syntax. So sometimes these form applications take a bit longer because there's a little bit going on behind the scenes. And that's what makes them so useful to us, to help us kind of not have to do everything by hand. And we can add more automation to this as we move forward, but it's important to understand the fundamentals of these form tools and how they work. All right? And I appreciate that these things are slow, challenging to get used to, and I'm in the process of working to improve them. All right. Well, here is a series of issues that I need to be aware of. This was a form issue because it's trying to do a calculation on those things. So I also wasn't sensitive enough in doing this. And these are things that I need to be aware of. It did do this, but those errors that we saw on this page up here at the top were because I couldn't do math based on the fact that I left one of the distances blank. But you'll see here in this Create CMA section that a CMA has indeed been sent to the owner with leasing at OnSite BC Seed. So because that is there, it's going to send it. And the CMA, in fact, doesn't necessarily rely on these, but the averages section on the form will all show up NaN because I put a zero in somewhere on the form that I wasn't supposed to. We can go back, maybe. It'll let us go back and see that form blank, and maybe we can figure out exactly what I did wrong in inputting that. But I'm going to go in my own email here, and it takes probably a couple minutes for that CMA to show up. But I want to go see why we got that crazy set of errors because of some math issues. So you can see I went back to the form, right? And like all my information is still stored in here. Except this stuff. So I'm not sure what I put in, right? But all these numbers kind of need to be meaningful, right? Like it's not 0 baths and 0 things. And I will go in and fix these errors so it won't let you send a 0 and you'll get like that normal red error that we got before. But let's see here, okay? This I need to make sure is just 1, all right? And then these ones I need to be sure have numbers. And I'll probably add a note here that it needs to be an integer greater than 0 because it didn't like that outlier when it tried to do a calculation on one of these with the 0 as the part of the equation. So let's submit it again, all right? It should generate a second CMA. Let's go in here. Okay, and you can see that that CMA did actually come out. It sent 2 of these things. Let's see here. So this is kind of how it comes out. I didn't put the numbers in, but you know, this is generally the template that people see, and it creates both the PDF and the email. So it is working. We just need to make sure that we are being mindful of the errors in here, okay? And now when I submitted that with all of the numbers in properly, okay, I get my little confirmation message here that shows that it was done, and these numbers are no longer NaN, not a number is what NaN stands for. And that's the rigmarole. So if you guys see errors or have problems, or you're not seeing errors and things, please let me know so that I can quickly respond to your problems and make sure that either we have a understanding of where the issue came from, or I'm able to resolve the bug that exists. Okay, so that NaN thing, that's a bug. The error thing, it's really just about knowing to click back into the thing because this form is operating independent here. When you're on your listings, you're kind of on another page, but it reloaded the whole page and it just brings you back to the top. Okay, I'm working on things. Eventually, I'll try and make it so it remembers to bring you to this tab. Okay, but baby steps to the finish line. These forms take a little bit of time, and I appreciate the frustrations that everybody's having with them. And as we work as a team and communicate together on these things, it will be more effective for everybody long term. So please, if you find issues or have problems, don't be shy to write Nick and let him know what's going on. Thanks so much for all your work. Bye-bye.